Hey guys! Welcome to Chapter 6, Lesson 2. Today we're going to be talking about estimating quotients. So remember, quotients are the answer to a division problem. So we are going to be estimating with division. So there are different ways to estimate quotients. One way is to use compatible numbers. Notice compatible numbers is yellow, which means it's a very important word, vocabulary words, for us to remember. Compatible numbers are, you guys, this is huge. You will talk about compatible numbers for years to come, okay? So find a special slot in your brain, put compatible numbers in there, keep it safe because you will keep using them over and over again. Here's what they are. Numbers that are easy. I always say numbers that are easy to work with. Just numbers that are easy, okay? To compute mentally is their definition now, right? But it means numbers that are easy to do in your head. That's all compatible numbers are. Okay, so we're going to kind of dig further into that, but if you just think compatible numbers are numbers that are easy to work with. Done. Okay, there's not a complicated definition to it, just numbers that are easy to work with. I'm trying to say it over and over again that you're like, okay, Mrs. Hamer, I get it. Numbers that are easy to work with. Compatible numbers. Let's jump in. Example 1. Circuses have been around for more than 200 years. They sometimes travel by train. Suppose a circus travels 642 miles in 8 hours. Estimate the quotient of 642 and 8 to find about, that word about, and it told us estimate, like it's telling us clues and clues and clues that we need to find, not an actual answer. We need to estimate, right? To find about how many miles per hour the train travels. So what we're looking at here is doing 642 divided by 8. Now listen, using what we talked about yesterday, we have to really dig in here, okay? So 642 divided by 8, I'm going to look at the first two, right? Like if I'm looking at 642 and I'm looking at the 8, so I'm thinking multiples of 8. So if I think 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72. Okay, if I'm looking at the multiples of 8 means count by 8, right? If I'm looking at those, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can't get 8 into 6, right? The lowest I could choose would be 8. That's not going to work. So I'm going to go over to the next place value, 64. Let's look. 64. What's closest to 60? Wait a second. 64 is close to 64. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep 64 and change the 2 to a 0. Because this looks exactly like what we were practicing yesterday. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. 640 divided by 8. Then I just have to look at, oh, hey, look. 64 divided by 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8. It's 8. Okay, then, and this is 64 with a 0. So I need an 8 with a 0. I need to multiply it by 10 to get 80. Okay, so is this the exact answer? No, I used numbers that were easy to work with. I looked at the 8 and I said, okay, what multiples of 8 can I use? And I found 64. Okay, so the train is traveling about 80 miles an hour. 80 miles per hour. Now, if that's confusing to you, let's do more. That's how things get easier as we practice. We do more and more examples, okay? Isabella has 6 tea sets in her collection. The collection is worth $1,168. 6 tea sets, $1,168. Each tea set is worth the same amount of money. About, estimate, right? When we see about, we estimate. How much is each tea set worth? So we're going to estimate 1,168 divided by 6. Okay? So again, I'm going to take that number, 1,168. I'm going to do multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and so on. Okay? So I'm going to look at the 1. Can I change that 1 to a 6? Not really. Not very close, right? So I'm going to go over to my next place value, 11. Are there any numbers over here that are close to 11? Yeah, look, 12 is. 12 is close to 11. So if I change that 11 to a 12, make the rest of them zeros, 1,200 divided by 6 looks exactly like what we were doing yesterday, doesn't it? Right? Okay, so then I would just do 12 with 2 zeros divided by 6. 12 divided by 6 is 1, 2, right? It's 2. And I need to get 2 zeros for my answer. 200, which means that 1,200 divided by 6 is 200. How about that? Now next, it says we're going to look at another way, using a basic fact and place value. So what basic multiplication fact is close to the numbers in the problem? So if I look at 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 20 is 120. 6 times what would be 1,200? Well, 220, 200, right? 200. So if you want to do it that way, each tea set is worth about $200. You can do it that way. I personally use the top way. Okay, I don't know. It's a method I can follow. I can work with it. I can do the same thing every single time, and I like that. But I like to show you different ways so you can find a way that works for you. Use multiplication to check your division. So we said 1,200 divided by 6 is 200. So if I say, well, what's 200 times 6? Well, 2 times 6 is 12. 200 times 6 is 1,200. And we're good to go, right? So let's look at some more. Estimate, check your estimate using multiplication. Now, does it say round each number to the nearest whatever? No, because we are using compatible numbers. Numbers that are easy to work with. Okay? So again, I'm going to look at my single digit number of 4, and I'm going to write down multiples of 4. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. I can stop, right? So 1's not going to work, so I'm going to go over to the next and look at 16. Look at this. 16. Okay, so I'm going to put 16, change my 1 to a 0. 160 divided by 4. It's a multiple of 10, right? So if I look at 16 divided by 4 is 4, right? And if I write all my multiples out, I can just count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. Okay, then I have 1 0, so I need 1 0 in my answer. So my answer is, my quotient is 40. Check. Okay, what is 4 times 40? 4 times 4 is 16. 1 0, 1 0, 160. Look at that. So that one checks out. Okay, here we go. We're going to look at 9, multiples of 9. 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and so on. Okay, we can't do 1, right? So we're going to go over to the next. 18. Look at this guy. 18. Yes, we like that. So I'm going to round this, estimate this to be 180 divided by 9. Okay, 18 divided by 9 is 2. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 0, 1, 0. My estimate is 20. Just like that, guys. Okay, 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, right? If I look at this, I'm not going to do 1, right? Can't do 1 divided by 5. So I'm going to go over to 14. Are there any numbers over here that are close to 14? Yeah, look at this. 15 is so close. And if you look at this, guys, it's 149. Okay, so if I change the 14 to a 15 and change the 9 to a 0, so it's easier to divide, 150 is really close to 149, isn't it? We're only off by 1, so that's a great choice there. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. Got a 0 here. Put my 0 in over there. So my estimate is 30. And I did notice I forgot to check my answers, my estimates, using multiplication. So let's do that quick. So I'm going to take 9 times 20. 9 times 2 is 18. We got a 0. 180. 180 checks out. And 5 times 30. 5 times 3 is 15. We got a 0. We got to get a 0. 150 checks out. Once we get the routine, we're just good to go. So here we go. It says use mental math to find an estimate of the unknown number. So let's do multiples of 9. 9, 18. Here's the deal. If you know your multiplication facts, do you have to do all the multiples? No. For those of you who don't know your multiplication facts, the multiples are super helpful. So I'm just going to do them. 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. So if I look at 8, I could make it 9,000. But look at this. 81. Look at this. 81. That's so nice. So I'm going to make this into 81. Cancel out those two. Make them zeros. I'm not canceling them out. I shouldn't say cancel out. I'm just making them zeros because I'm estimating. So 8,100 divided by 9. Okay, so I'm going to do 81 divided by 9, and that is 9. 2 zeros. 2 zeros. D is about 900. Right? This is just straight up division, isn't it? It looks different. It says algebra. Oh no, isn't algebra scary? No. You've been doing it all along. All along you've been doing it. Now, this is kind of interesting. Okay. So this is 3,030 divided by m is 600. Okay. Well, let's think about this, guys. I've got a 6 here with 2 zeros. So what if I'm looking at 6 and I did multiples of 6, right? Let's do multiples of 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. I've got to get up to 60. It's going to be 10, right? Sorry. I'm looking over at this number here. So I'm not going to go with 3. I'm going to go to 30. Do we have any 30s? Look at this 30 here. Yes. Love it when it works out like that. So 30. I've got a 30 here, but that's going to become 0, right? Because I'm looking at 30 here. So now I'm looking at 30. Oh, I'm running out of room here. I'm going to move this little guy here. 30 with 2 zeros, right? 30 divided by what equals 600? So if I do 30 divided by what equals 6, I'd know that's 5, right? 30 divided by 5 equals 6. So then if I did 300 divided by 5, that would equal 60, right? 60. Because I did 30 with a 0, 6 with a 0, I multiply by 10. So then if I do 3,000 divided by 5, that would be 600. Love it. So our missing number here is 5. It's just 5. So that wasn't too bad, right? So here we're going to be looking for 7. We're looking for something close to 48. Let's do multiples of 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. 49 is close to 48. I like it. 49 with 2 zeros divided by 7. 49 divided by 7 is 7. 2 zeros. 2 zeros. 700. There we go. We did it. We are done. If you have any questions, please give it a try first, but then make sure you come to office hours and ask. I am here to help you. We'll see you later. Bye.